we lost the language, we lost the tradition because we had to erase our Amazigh culture.
يعتبر الأمازيغ من أكثر العرقيات التي تتمسك بدرجة كبيرة بعاداتها وتقاليدها.
كم هو صعب عليك الحفاظ ونشر التراث الأمازيغي في بلد مثل فرنسا؟
يعتبر الأمازيغ من أكثر العرقيات التي تتمسك بدرجة كبيرة بعاداتها وتقاليدها، فعلى الرغم من أنهم موجودون في أكثر من دولة منها المغرب والجزائر وليبيا ومصر وتونس، إلا أن كل منطقة لها خصوصيتها. ومن هذا المنطلق تعتبر الثقافة الطارقية مثالاً على ثقافة أمازيغية نموذجية أفلتت من فلك الانصهار مع الثقافة العربية. وقد ارتبطت الثقافة الأمازيغية ارتباطاً وثيقاً بالرقصات الفلكلورية الشعبية وبالأشعار والألحان التي يشارك فيها الرجل إلى جانب المرأة، وبرسم لوحات فنية بطريقة فردية أو ثنائية أو جماعية. وتقترن هذه الرقصات بالأعياد والحفلات والأعراس وبمواسم الفلاحة، لتبقى شاهداً على ثراء التراث الأمازيغي الغني بمخزوناته الثقافية، ليدخل بوابة العالمية من خلال سفرائه. اليوم في النقاش معي أنا جنان موسى نستضيف خير سفيرة للأمازيغ والثقافة الأمازيغية، مصممة الرقصات الأمازيغية وعضو فرقة كيف بلادي، الرئيسة لي. أهلا بكم في هذه الحلقة من برنامج النقاش معي أنا جنان موسى. أريد أن أبدأ بالسؤال عن وجودك في فرنسا في المهجر. أنت مغربية ولكن من أصول أمازيغية، هل وجودك في المهجر هو السبب الذي دفعك لتكوني سفيرة للأمازيغية؟
السلام عليكم. Hello everybody. متشرفين. شكرا بزاف، راني فرحانه اللي راني معكم وكنهضر بالدارجه. اسمحوا لي يعني غادي نهضر بالانجليز احسن باش تفهموني. So thank you again. Yes, I was born in fact in Paris like millions of other children of immigrants coming in the 60s, 70s in France to work. So we are coming from Amazigh families from the mountains near Oujda in east of Morocco. And indeed, when we come in France, the problem is that we had no way, no place to know more about our culture. And we were told Arabs, les Arabes in France. So they are like the Arabs and the black. That is how we are called in France. So that's why little by little I started to search more about my culture. And in Morocco, for example, you have in West you have Soussite people, you have in North Rifian people who are Amazigh. But in East, my tribe is another tribe, a very small one. So it was easy to have information from my family because we kept the tradition. But when my family moved to Oujda, which is a city in Morocco, we lost a lot. We lost the language, we lost the tradition because we had to erase our Amazigh culture, starting in Morocco. And then after it was worse when coming in France. So yes, my work was starting with questions about my own culture, and little by little I started to share with other Amazigh people living in France and abroad. And we realized that we have a lot of questions that are not solved because we have no books, and it's just about family transmission.
كم هو صعب عليك الحفاظ ونشر التراث الأمازيغي في بلد مثل فرنسا؟
Well, first, it's difficult because people don't know the word Amazigh in France. They still call us Berber, which is colonial, because Berber is coming from the word in French barbare, which is barbarian. like savages, killing people. So we still have this word very spread in France. So we have to educate people to say, please don't use it anymore. We never use it. So it's only colonial people who are using it. And after, to tell them that we are not Arabs. And it's very, very difficult to understand for them that we are not Arabs. I am not Arab. My brother did the DNA test, so we have no Arab blood, but we can not being Arab, but speaking Darija Arabic. That's a fact. So first, they have to distinguish that. After, as I'm an artist also, I'm a dancer and a choreographer, I use a lot art on stage to express my culture, and we do not exist on stages, on theater in France. Why? Because we are seen like a subculture, a sub-dance that doesn't worth to be put on stage. So in France, the scene is completely contemporary dance or ballet. A little bit is starting with hip-hop because it's the trend. And my work for 10 years is to push traditional North African dances, especially Amazigh dances, on professional stage. So I had to adapt a lot of things, and I asked for grants because professional other dance group, they have grants in France, but I always have been rejected. And to be honest, I was victim of discriminations, also racism, and it was very hard because sometimes I just expose my project, and some people, I can tell from the ministry, one person started to laugh, to say, what, you are Moroccan, you want to put Moroccan dances on stage? Ah, ha, ha. So I didn't find this very funny. I asked why she's laughing, and then she realized that it was really not appropriate. So you see, there is still in mind that we are a subculture after colonization, that we are dancing in hotels for tourists, and it's really not our culture. And that's why I think there is still a lot of work to do in France to take off this image of post-colonial dances and culture within Amazigh culture.
بالنسبة للفرقة، يعني أريد أن أبدأ بإنشائك للفرقة من البداية قبل أن نتكلم عن هذا الصراع الذي تحدثت عنه والتمييز الذي تواجهونه. كيف أتت فكرة إنشاء هذه الفرقة؟ لماذا؟ وما سبب هذه التسمية؟
10 years ago, I was starting, in fact, quite before a lot of dances, so modern jazz, hip hop, and I started to do competitions, battles internationally. And I realized that North African dances were never represented. So I decided to enter in a big competition in Germany called Belly Dancer of the World. So I saw that in belly dance, رقص شرقي competitions, they put folklore category. So I don't dance belly dance. This is not my culture. And I decided to enter and to dance Rgada, which is a male warrior dance from East Morocco. And really, I was very, no money for the costume, very buildy, like Arabiya, like tuk, 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 tuk. And we won, in fact. And I was laughing. I was just like, it was in 2012. I was laughing with my colleague. I said, no way, I danced my grandmother dance. We cannot win. And the second place, they were so upset, they cried. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, we won, I'm sorry. And in fact, this time I realized when somebody, an international judge panel told us, you can win, I started in myself to say, okay, I have to go further and to create a band. So I created the first band, I co-created the first band in 2012 called Shikshuka, more based on the Moroccan dance. And we made a casting, and I said, okay, Moroccan and Algerian girls, they're going to come. And no, only French white belly dancers came. And I said, what are we going to do? We don't take anybody, or we take them and we train them. And we decided to train them. So it was a success, but I felt it was not authentic for me enough. So I stopped this group, and in 2017, I started to talk to people I knew who were around me from hip hop, dance, or people I knew. And then Kif Kif Bladdy came, the idea came with a colleague who is Algerian, another one who is Tunisian. We had also people who were not North African. We have a Lebanese dancer also. Now we have a Senegalese one also, and before we had a Polish, Irish one, so it was very mixed. Now we are 100% from African or Middle East blood. And the name Kif Kif Bladdy, I really wanted a name that is the reflect of us or status, which is very difficult because we are born or we live in France and we have double citizenship. And sometimes we don't feel we own to a country. Sometimes we go to Morocco and then we are not real Moroccan, and in France we are not real French. So I wanted a word that is used in North Africa and in Morocco, so in France, sorry. So Kif Kif is an Algerian word that is used in Oujda also. That is now in the French dictionary. It came with colonization in France. There are a lot of words used in French that are coming from Darija, from North Africa, like Garo, Kif Kif, you know, a lot of words. And Bladi. It was very important because in France, when you say bled, غادي نمشي للبلاد في الصيف، غادي نمشي نشوف العائلة في الصيف، البلاد. It's very pejorative. It's like عروبي. It's not very good enough as holidays, you know. And I wanted to show that this bled is France or North Africa or wherever in the world. I have the right to live my own culture. Wherever I live, whoever I am, I have the right to live my culture, even if I have another culture.
نتوقف مع فاصل ومن ثم نتابع هذا النقاش. عودة إليكم مجددا مشاهدينا مع النقاش. معي أنا جينان موسى. كنا نتحدث عن أهمية الرقص واسم الفرقة الذي اخترتيه ريسالي. أخبرينا أكثر عن رسالتك، لأنه يبدو بأنه كل رقصة بالنسبة لك هو تعبير عن التراث الأمازيغي أو في رسالة معينة من خلاله. أتمنى أن تخبرينا أكثر عن ذلك.
In order to respect Amazigh culture, first, each dance choreography that we put is led by the transmitter. For example, my heritage is Rgada. We have Zahira, who is Algerian, from you know, Kabil, Wahran, so she's more about Rai, Meddahat, Shawi. Hind, who is Tuareg from south of Tunisia, is more focused on dances like Nakh, and this is dances we lived with our families. We didn't love them in a studio. So this is the first very important way to retransmit. After, about naming. We don't name ourselves as pure traditional dancers because we know it's only about social dances. We have to be in a wedding, in a fest, in a weda or musam, in a village in our countries to live the real dance that is not choreographed. So we call that alternative Amazigh dances, for example, to respect the fact that it's modernized. But the very important thing is really to keep the essence of what we lived for in our childhood, for example, as a member of Amazigh families.
كيف يجري البحث والدراسة لما تقدمونه لكي تتأكدوا من أنه يحترم تاريخ الأمازيغ ولا يكون هناك أي ملاغطات؟
In fact, what we do, added to our roots, we do researches, we travel back to North Africa. For example, we have Hanan, who is Tessusit, who is from Tiznit, and she's working also with the Ahwash music band. So it's traditional Shleh music and culture. And so we still continue to learn with other artists, especially musicians. And we ask a lot to other cultural artists or activists about our culture to know more. And added to that, we try to have some books. I have a lot of interest about jewelry, traditional jewelry, about Ushim who wear the traditional Amazigh tattoos. So it's not only about dance, it's also about the outfits, the jewelry, the way of singing. It's a global, in fact, culture that we have to work on, and it's very hard because it's an oral culture. So we have to go back to our roots through other people than our family, and this is where it is very deep work that we are developing, because we have to search these people who are out of our families. And that's why we have a lot of diaspora in France, so it's a good thing, or we can travel back to our countries.
وما هو سر المزج بين الرقصات من شمال أفريقيا والشرق الأوسط؟ وهل هذا ما يميز كيف بلادي؟
Well, to be honest, first, I just wanted to have a Moroccan band. And after, thanks to the diversity of immigration in Paris, this is, I think, the only city in the world where Kif Bladie can exist, because I had an Algerian friend, Tunisian, Senegalese. I grew up with Malian also people. And then we had this very talented Lebanese dancer who is Tanya. And so I wanted to include Middle East dances, but to be honest, I didn't study first the Middle East dances. For me, it was another culture. It was very far, and even if I traveled to Abu Dhabi, to Oman, it was very different. So we had Kimi also in our group, who is Moroccan from Sahara, but he really grew up with the Middle East culture, you know, Melody TV and all the TV shows, and who is very deep in the Iraqi, Khaliji dances. And that's why we decided also to show these, you know, skills that are in my group. And those two Middle Eastern representatives, we will say, showed us all the dances, and that's why we decided also to show that. But mainly we have Tanya, who is developing on, who is teaching Dabke, Lebanese Dabke, but we also saw the Syrian Dabke, Palestinian Dabke. So it's very important also to show the difference also within Middle Eastern dances and Amazigh or North African dances.
فاصل جديد ونعود.
أهلا بكم من جديد. تتكلمين عن الدبكة اللبنانية، وأريد أن أستغل هذا الموضوع لأتحدث عن الخلاف الذي جرى بينك وبين ميريام فارس بسبب بعض الرقصات التي ظهرت في إحدى أغانيها. أخبرينا أكثر عن ذلك.
Yes, in January 2022, the clip Malish was on YouTube from Miriam Fares. And some of my followers started to ask me if I worked with her, and I said, why? They said, watch the video, the choreography. And I was quite surprised, because I said, no, كاين شي مشكل. It's like all work, and then we started to make a video cut of the choreographies in the video clip, and all choreographies which were on YouTube since 2017, and it was exactly the same. So we make a 20-second video cut, and we put it on the internet. And we also contacted Miriam Fares, her manager team, everybody we could, and we had no answer. So people were really shocked, because just after, before we posted that, she made also an Amazigh look challenge with jewelry, but there were only fancy jewelry, no Amazigh jewelry. So it was a bad verse for her. Why? Because the two offers, in fact, no Amazigh people has been involved. we didn't see with who she could work. She didn't travel to North Africa to work with native people. And then there is an issue of plagiarism about our choreographies. So our followers made a fundraiser to make us hire a lawyer. So the lawyer sent an official letter to ask for an answer about that. And they never answered, in fact. The management team never answered. It was very an insult for us and for Amazigh people. So as I'm involved also with topics about diaspora culture within the Moroccan government, I told about that also, about the topic of cultural appropriation and plagiarism and Amazigh artist rights, which is very difficult. Because in fact, if we want to go further in justice, we have to pay a lot of money, because I have to decide if I have to take a lawyer in France or in Morocco or in Lebanon, and it's very difficult for us. But I found this really not appropriated, because we are struggling. We are struggling. We are not a trend. We are just starting. And for example, the Football World Cup was a fabulous opportunity to show the diversity of Moroccan culture, of Amazigh culture. And we don't want to be used, in fact, for a marketing purpose.
ما هي الرسالة التي تريدين أن توجهيها لميريام فارس؟
To be honest, I think she already watched our video, because she made a video after to explain how she is the choreographer of the clip and how she made researches. When you make researches, you have at least to quote the people you are inspired from, and you have to hire them or to quote them and to pay them. That's the minimum of respect. And I even don't think about myself, my group, but about all Amazigh people. And I think it deserves just authenticity and to be right, and to quote the people who has been involved in this kind of project without being retributed or put in the light. In fact, that's not fair, and that's not fair for Amazigh people.
كيف هو تعامل الجمهور الغربي والفرنسي مع ما تطرحه فرقة كيف بلادي؟
Hopefully, when I was talking about discrimination in France, it depends, in fact, but we had a lot of amazing opportunities, alhamdulillah, in France and abroad. For example, we have been invited in Belgium to perform, in Russia before all the war. It was in 2019. I gave workshops in India, in Czech Republic. So we see that when we perform abroad, France is very proud first, and then that the diaspora is really, really asking for more about culture. And that's why today I'm very proud. I'm in my cultural center created with my band in the center of Paris. It's very new from 2 months ago, and people can come here to take dance classes, to learn more about our culture. And it's not only for people from diaspora, it's for everybody. And we are invited in festivals in France, and they are mixed people, French people, not French people, who are very happy, because they tell us, oh, thank you, we learned a lot. We didn't even know the difference between Amazigh, Arab, and it's a very good way to learn with dance through the dance, because it's universal. Everybody dance, baby dances. So it's very important to spread this way of promoting the culture, because in France there is a problem that is mixing the religion, the origin, and the word Arab. It's like North African, Arab, Muslim. And so we want to dissociate. We have a Lebanese who is not Muslim, but who is Arabic fluent speaker. We have Amazigh people in the band who doesn't talk Darija Arabic, but they talk Amazigh. Me, I'm Amazigh, but I talk Darija Arabic. So you see, it's very, very diversity, and we are very proud to perform in France to spread this positive message.
وهل تحكين قصص عن الأمازيغ وعن تاريخهم عبر الرقصات التي تصمميها؟
Indeed, this is very important for us, and this is the difference with the other spectacular dances. We are showing the symbols of each dances. So indeed, in the choreographies, as a choreographer, I make a storytelling about what are the real dances. So for example, the Rgada is a royal dance. So why should I smile when I dance? I don't smile. I'm very angry.
How do you dance it? How do you dance it?
The Rgada is with the shoulder. And you tap on you hit on the floor because it's a military dance, really, and it has been danced on the war, lands to protect our lands. As Ahwash from southwest Moroccan is more a joyful dance, and a tribal dance with the shoulder, so we keep it as a joyful dance. Kabyle dance is very famous, is first olive tree, picking dance, and it's a joyful dance. Al-Nakh is to seduce men with hairs, so we keep it the more authentic we can, and also very important as we created the pedagogy, so to teach these dances, each class starts with the history of the dance, and it was very difficult for us to find information because our generation, we just mimic our parents or grandparents, and they don't even know sometimes where the dance is coming. So we made researches to learn more about that and transmit it.
وهكذا نكون وصلنا إلى نهاية حلقتنا لهذا اليوم. شكرا لضيفتي الكريمة على هذا النقاش، وشكرا لكم مشاهدينا على المتابعة. شكرا لضيوفي الكرام. حلقة جديدة الأسبوع القادم.